Welcome to another episode of the Valt podcast. We are your car culture cultivators. I'm Joe.
Elodie.
And VJ. Hey, so we have Sean's in the DR. Robert's in Tahoe. He told us this about 15 minutes ago. So he's in Tahoe. So it's just the three of us today. But we have a good podcast in store for you. Might be a shorter one just because there's only three of us. But
I asked him if he's in Paris last weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got something going on always.
Always.
He told us that he said he told us like last week, but I don't think so. I don't know. It's always weird because I edited the last week's podcast last night, so it feels like I just recorded an episode yesterday. So like he may have totally told me that he was in Tahoe like past weekend, but
It's been erased by that.
I guess I felt like I saw him yesterday, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, so if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. Like the video if you enjoyed it. I read all hate comments, so if you want to hate comment, do that. But without further ado, we'll get straight into the podcast. So recently I've been kind of just like when like baby is like asleep or not asleep, but kind of like worming around like in my arms, like looking at the walls and going cross-eyed and all the random things babies do. I kind of scroll my phone and wait for him to fall asleep. And I've been scrolling a lot on the Worn and Wound wind up shop website. And we talked about this in our group chat a lot, but these Echo Nuetra watches, I'm not sure if that I said that brand name correctly, but I found these watches on Instagram from Worn and Wound not too long ago, like, I don't know, I want to say like maybe a couple weeks ago. I have two things in my cart right now. I wonder what those are. But I just love the way these things are styled. They also have a watch called the Rivanera that's like a kind of a Cartier tank style thing. That I guess you can find that too. But yeah, I mean, why don't we talk about the watches a little bit, because it's just all three of us here today. We're all watch people, so we can discuss this and not get bored by it. So yeah, who wants to talk about Echo Nuetra while I find these watches?
Well, I actually had the privilege of meeting the designer at the Wind Up Watch Fair San Francisco last year. So that must have been May 2025. He's a super nice guy. He's really soft-spoken. It took about, 10 minutes into our conversation for him to reveal to me that he was the designer. And he was there with his daughter. And I think it's like awesome that it's a father-daughter duo. And I had heard of the Rivanera before then, and I really wanted to try it on, and that's the reason I went to the booth. And then I saw all the other models, and I hadn't looked at the other models yet. And I was really struck by all the moon phase watches. They have that photorealistic moon on the dial, which not a lot of brands are doing, especially not a lot of micro brands that are sort of in the more budget-oriented space. But yeah, I was really shocked by, they all wore really light on the wrist. I was there with my dad, and he actually ended up buying one of the watches while we were there. It wasn't a moon phase one. It was a chronograph, I believe. But we were both really, really impressed by not just the sort of design sensibilities, because it's hard to forge your own design ethos in today's overcrowded world of micro brands. But just the fact that the designer was there himself to talk to you about the watches. So that was my first impression of the brand, and I came away really, really impressed.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, there is something about these watches that is there. I'm looking at their chrono right now, their 1956 chrono, and there's just something about them that like makes it feel super unique. I know like everyone and their mother has like a 2-dial chronograph like in their like retail for sale market, but I don't know, this one just feels different. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure out what it is, but like this one just feels so unique and cool. And 40 millimeters is a good size. The thickness is kind of thick, but I mean, it just makes, for the price, it makes sense. Yeah.
I think a lot of it to me has to do with the softness of the design almost. It's got, lowercase sans serif typeface. It almost has a vintage inspired look, but it's not too heavy handed. And they're an Italian brand. And I think it's interesting to see.
Yeah, it feels Italian.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it's interesting to see more Italian brands kind of push to the forefront these days.
Yeah. So VJ, what do you think about these?
Yeah, I've been seeing them in my ads for just over a year. Although I started getting into watches from Joe a couple of years back. Yeah, Echo
It's a bad
Nitro was
influence.
actually one of the first few brands that I came across, and I was really struck by how unique they look. They're not trying to look like anything. They're not a tribute company for anything. They have totally their own design language, so that was super appealing. And it's also Swiss, right? It's Swiss made, yeah, yeah. So that's definitely adding bonus points to the whole thing. And when I saw this year's Teddy Baldessar video on micro brands, this Echo Nuetra, what's the name of the watch that won? The thin.
The tank style,
Yeah, the Rivenera.
Rivanera.
Yeah, Revener. So that's the model that won the micro brands kind of competition that they have once a year. So that also added to the whole, image of this that I had in my mind. Yeah, it's definitely on my bucket list of watches that I would want to own one day for sure.
They have the newer square one. They have two. It starts with a P. It's the
Piccolo?
Yeah. And I think that's really nicely designed as well.
Oh, it's 26 mil. Oh, I guess it's square. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, but it's super tiny. That's nice. And super thin too, which is huge.
Like the earlier designs that really caught my eye from them were like a sort of a teal plus a beige sort of combination that they had. Looked really unique to my eye.
Yeah, with the red like stamp logo.
Yeah. That's a slept-on color scheme.
Absolutely.
The tan over
Yeah,
red.
they had very unique colorways and combinations for their designs, so it's pretty cool.
And they use that Salida movement, which it's like the SW2009 or something, and it's
Yeah.
a really, really robust, fantastic movement. I know people get a bit of a chip on their shoulder about whether a brand has an in-house movement or not. I actually think it's almost always better for a micro brand to just use a tried and true movement, because then the watch is serviceable anywhere. So you're not taking as much of a risk on a micro brand.
Yeah, all the Oruses I have the Selena movement.
Yeah, it's a great
and like
movement.
the same SW 200 or whatever it is. Like they're great. They're not like base model too, because like there are a couple of like Miyota movements that I've had where the balance wheel or whatever the thing that charges the watch is so loud that like it's like kind of audible when you're moving, and sometimes it spins so fast that like the whole watch will shake and stuff. So you don't feel that in something like this. Yeah, these are cool. Maybe I'll get one of these at some point. It's also cool that these are manual wind too, instead of just add some sense of occasion to them too. And now I'm like kind of drawn towards this. It's either going to be the Chrono or the moon face. I think
I've worn the Chrono, and the Chrono wears great. It is again a matter of how many Chronos can one person have.
Yeah, and I actually have a few like vintage ones that are like pretty similar to this. So I think I might be leaning towards the moon face. And 39, I prefer the smaller watches also. So
Yeah, I feel like their prices have gone up a little bit in the last year or so. It still seems like really great value for what they have.
yeah, $1,000 for this. Depending on how the moon face is like integrated, I don't really know how these work exactly, but like just depending on how it works, I feel like that's a great price. I mean, what other moon face watch can you get that's $1,000?
Yeah, really only an Orient or something from a Japanese brand. And 46 millimeters lug to lug is like a perfect size for everyday wear.
Yeah, it really is. 46 is great. 13.5 I prefer like 11 to 12 for the thickness in the millimeters, but like that's like I'm like really nitpicking there. But yeah, it's cool, super cool watch brand. Hopefully one of us ends up buying one of these things and can show them off. Yeah, but without further ado, before we get out of watches, is there anything else that you guys are both like thinking about right now? I know both of you are always looking at watches and exploring them. I think VJ, I see a different watch on your wrist every podcast. So is there anything that you've been like toying around with recently, or?
Not really. I kind of filled my watch box in my first year of exuberance buying things. So now I've slowed down in the last 6 to 8 months to refine my taste so that I don't buy before I actually am sure of what I want. So the next one might be like a really high end stuff. So far I bought everything less than like $500 or so, so that just so I could, have the feeling that I own a lot of watches. But now I just want to wait to refine my taste so that I can go for like a big one, next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been super into looking up world timer complications, and Longines has a great world timer that's pretty affordable on the used market. So that could be a next move for me, a world timer.
Yeah, I really want to Shunburn if the price is right, if I can find one. So that's definitely on my list. The Spring Drive Shunburn, the pinkish white.
Oh, the one that I have that you could wear. I mean, I was given to me as a gift, like for getting like Ali gave it to me as like an engagement gift. But if you want to wear it for a couple days, you can and see if you like it. It's a striking. I mean, I like made me fall in love with Grand Seiko. So.
Yeah, I'll give a
Yeah, it's that watch.
I'll give a shout out to Topper Jewelers in Burlingame. They do have Grand Seikos there, and they're the best. I'm biased because I'm friends with them, but they're the best watch retailer. Jewelry, they make custom jewelry and stuff too, and they have every Friday they refresh their Topper Pre-Owned Select, and you can get really good deals on used Grand Seikos and a ton of other brands too, not just Grand Seiko.
Yeah, I've been when I was in college, I was just like VJ, and I would buy basically whenever like Worn and Wound posted an Instagram or a YouTube video of like a new brand that I didn't know of, I would buy a watch from them. So like I've had like Damascos and all these different random like German watch brands.
And on the ground floor, Joe.
Yeah, and so like I loved them all, but like I was just like VJ, and I just kept buying. I bought like I saw one picture on Instagram, I would buy it, and so I've sold like a lot of those off. But my watch box is still at a point where like I have like 5 watches that are literally not in like they're inside the watch box, but they're like just like shoved on top of things and stuff. So I need to get rid of stuff. And you've mentioned Topper Jewelers and mentioned like trying to like I might just like bring those in for like trade in value or something.
You get a store credit.
Just because I'd love to consolidate in that into one thing.
I've hit I have an 8 slot watch box, and that's currently where I'm at. And I've told myself that that's the amount of watches I can own. And I'm starting to lean towards the same direction as VJ, saying, okay, I want to buy a luxury watch at some point. It might be time to make that happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope because you get like something high quality like a Grand Seiko, and you feel it, and it's like delicate and amazing, and like then you're like none of these other things matter. Like I just don't care.
Like we mentioned last week with Mercedes, it kind of ruins you.
It ruins. The Grand Seiko does completely ruin you on most other watch brands. It's just like, well, it's not a hand finished dial that's like one guy in Japan does up in the mountains, So it's like it's a hard sell if you like, experience everything first, and then Grand Seiko is the final level. But that's the watch talk. Comment down below if you have any watches you're after. I know that there's watch people that watch this. They just don't know it yet, probably. But so that brings us into how our weeks have been. VJ, what have you been doing this week?
Not a lot of car stuff because we're still waiting for the snow to melt. It's been more than a week since it snowed, and it's so cold that it's all still here. It's just the roads that have been made to be able to drive now. So we just about going to work on the roads and stuff, but on the sides it's fully covered in snow still, like it snowed yesterday, because it's so cold. None of it's melted. And I borrowed a lens for Daytona, and I had to return it a couple of days after the snow. And it was like a huge mistake that I took my car out to the city, and like every intersection I basically almost did a 360 to make a turn while going to the middle of the city. So yeah, it was a huge mess. And yeah, after that I took a break for a few days, then flew to Atlanta to feel something, and then drove back from there, put a lot of miles on my girlfriend's Master 3, the new car. So really enjoying driving that car as a road trip car. It's like feels really premium for its price. It's got nice audio system, nice seats, heated seats, and yeah, for a $20-something thousand car, it's got a really premium feeling interior, I would say. So Mazda definitely puts some amount of soul into all the cars that they make. It's not just like transportation, so you feel like it's a little more special than just a mode of transportation. So I'm feeling more and more, attached to that car the more I drive. So that's fun. And then just today I finally put on the next new set of tires for the Cayman. So I went from 50,000 or 45,000 mile PS4 as summer tires to PS4 all seasons. So now I've got too much grip. Like I'd been sliding around all over the place, and now I've got too much grip, so it's like less fun.
It's nerfing you a bit, VJ.
Yeah, I mean PS4. I'm super impressed by how good is at like minus, or it's is it right now we have like 15 degree Fahrenheit or something outside, and that tire is gripping like crazy. I haven't even managed to slide even the slightest bit. Like the roundabouts here are like super, slippery, but still it's gripping quite a lot. So I'm very impressed by PS4 all seasons, and thinking it'll be good in the summers as well. So yeah, that's what. And I also got my first speeding ticket in 4 years.
Oh wow. What was describe the situation? What happened?
Just like on highway, just passing some cars, I was doing 15 over the limit. It was 70, I was doing 85, and there was like an undercover cop car that I didn't notice, and I got complacent with the radar detector, so I stopped running it this year, and I finally got caught without it. So
Yep. That's how it goes. I have a Valentine 1 that's been in my drawer for like 3 or 4 years, and I'm like, one of these days I'm going to regret not having this installed in my car. I've only gotten one speeding ticket though in my life.
I drive like a grandma, so
Yeah.
I'm probably not the right person to speak to about speeding tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm generally pretty slow, but there's occasion where I, speed, but yeah, I'm usually not that worried about it, but teach their own. Yeah, so Elodie, how's your week been?
My week's been pretty good. It's been, not that exciting. I'm coming up on the end of my 6-year warranty for my GTI, and my, last month or so of payments and everything. So I'm kind of starting to consider whether I should do any mods on the GTI, and that's been what I've been researching this week. The sensible part of me says to keep it completely stock and just daily drive it for the next 20 years. The insane part of me wants to do stuff to it. Just have to figure out what is reasonable enough that won't break the car in a matter of 5 years. So that's been a lot of fun to research.
And like it's a slippery slope with GTIs too, because it's really easy to blow them up.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to get more power and do like a Golf 5 turbo and like go APR stage 75 and put a bunch of boost through everything.
Yeah.
But there are ways to make it like really nice. You just get like stage 1, makes the car feel like it just drives lighter.
Yeah, it gives it the power it
revvy.
should have from stock.
Makes it more revvy.
It makes me sound like too much of a tuner or whatever. I kind of just want it to be louder. That's kind of my one desire for the GTI is I think they nerfed the stock exhaust, and we didn't get the Club Sport exhaust like Europe did.
Yeah.
The trick is just in California, you have to do some things to get around emissions. But the Club Sport, I think, since it's fact is like an OEM option, I think you can get away with it. So that could be an option.
As long as it's just like a muffler or like a cat back situation, I think you should be fine.
Yeah, so that's
Should have
my
no issues there.
I actually don't I might get flamed for this. I don't actually think it needs to be any faster than it already is. I just wish it sounded more like the turbo whoosh is nice, but it is really subtle. And you can't do any, blow off valves or stuff like that. It'll mess with all the pressures and everything. So you have to be a little careful with GTIs.
Yeah. I mean, like it's
as you know, Joe.
It's worked. Yeah, I mean, I had a GTI that I put a piggyback ECU tune on, and that shit just made the car run like. I mean, it was like I did it because I didn't want to pay. It was a lease, and I didn't want to buy a tune, and like have to take it off every time I brought it to a dealership or something. So I got the piggyback because like it can like trick the turbo into boosting more, and like the turbo lag was crazy. There was a couple times where like I would feel like the turbo was like trying to spool and just was not spooling.
Yeah.
You can like hear like it was like blowing off and like doing all this weird stuff, and I'm like, this car is just not doing things right,
034 Motorsport has they have like a partner shop in San Jose. So if I did a tune, I would definitely have a professional put it on the dyno and do that for me, because I don't trust. I trust my skills with like mechanical parts. I don't trust my skills with software and etc.
It's good just having someone that just do like a custom thing.
Yeah,
because
make sure it's running right and everything.
Yeah, just get it to like go 91 octane the whole time, because I need to run 87 on those, and adjust the timing a little bit better, make the car just a little bit like 30 more horsepower goes a long way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that small.
Yeah.
Especially with the limited slip differential and everything. It's like the car deserves the power. Yeah, and a Mark 7 point. Yeah, it was manual. Derek's. Was that? Yeah.
Yeah, you get the TCU tune as well. Yeah.
Yep.
They recommend it for the DSG, because my GTI is a DSG, which I actually love the DSG on that. I think it's awesome. But for just stage 1, 91, they say it's not necessary, but they do recommend it. And I'd want to do it right, so I'd get it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well upgrade it. I mean, it's not like it's like hurting the drivability of the car.
And it's better to wait 6 months and pay the extra money to get it done correctly, I think.
Yeah. I've had...
What do you upgrade with the keys?
Kind of the timing of shifts and how like it raises the rev limiter a little bit. Like it's really subtle, but it's just so you get all the power out of the stage 1 ECU tune.
Oh, like I was asking, like in line with you do the clutch and the manual, but with DSG, do you do anything mechanical to keep up?
No, I think that'd be really complicated to like have to upgrade clutch packs and stuff. So we probably wouldn't. And that DSG is probably like in what, 1 million different cars. It's probably
it's in
probably take the power.
Everything from yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a great DSG system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good cars. They add just. I mean, my dad did a stage 1 tune on his GTI. We had them at the same time, and he took it on the track day, and he said it was very noticeable, like the difference in the way the car drove. He said the oil temperature was lower, like everything was lower.
Interesting. Yeah.
The car just ran better with the stage 1 tune.
Absolutely. I've babied it for 6 years, other than just the dings and scratches from city parking, but. So I'm going to continue to baby it, but it would be nice to have the potential to not baby it.
Yeah. I think it's a worthwhile upgrade to do that for sure. And my week's just been work. I mean, like I know like the baby just came like literally it's a month today, I think, or 4 weeks. He's not a month old until like 3 days from now, but it's been 4 weeks, which is kind of a weird. It's like a weird timing with thing, but like it's a month now. I'm still working pretty much, I mean, like not nonstop, but like I'm working like pretty much a full-time load. But like everything is way more gratifying now. And I'm not sure if it's because like now he's here and so there's less stress, or if like when you're become a parent, like hormones change or something. But like everything is way more gratifying. Driving cars is nicer, even with when he's not here. Driving cars is nicer. Working is nicer. Being outside is nicer. Everything's just nicer. So that's kind of nice. Everything feels more flavorful, which is cool. But that's really it. I mean, it's just been work and baby stuff. I mean, nothing else to report about that. We are going to be doing a drive this Saturday, which by the time you're listening to this has already happened, up in Lake Berryessa for members. That'll be fun. We're going to do lunch after. And then we're announcing the first Solano show this weekend, which is going to be on the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. So that'll be cool. All right, and that brings us into the member Discord finds. So if you're not familiar, Valt has a Patreon, link down in the description below if you'd like to support us there. As part of the Patreon, you get access to the Discord where we post the marketplace finds that we're going to be talking about today. We also post drives, which I just posted a drive this weekend. Other members also post the drives that they're going on. So like if there's another, like I know like there's a lot of Bay Area communities that do drives that are like a little bit more aggressive than the ones we do. And they are always posting their drives down there. There's events that are not just ours that are posted in there. We do drive sim nights, dinners, you name it. We do at least 2 or 3 things a month. So it's a good time. We'd love to have you guys there. But without further ado, we'll get straight into the finds. The first one is mostly because I wrote a listing for an XJR with like 20,000 miles on Cars and Bids, and like this just seems really cheap for one. So this is a 1998 Jaguar XJR. Fun fact: this was a competitor to the E39 M5. which is hilarious.
That's crazy to consider now.
Yeah. It's the same. Yeah, well, it's the same thing with the C32 and the E46. BMW just was different back then.
They were just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, it's like you could not compete with them.
Yeah.
It was just impossible. But E39 M5 competitor packs the punch, same horsepower as the E39. My dad's always been intrigued by these. I think it's probably because of that E39 competitor thing, because he's had like basically every hot sedan from this era. But yeah, so 98,000 miles, $5,000. This is meticulously cared for. I don't. So the next find is literally just a gimmick that I wanted to talk about. It's just a gimmick. I mean, the car is not special at all, I guess. But before that,
that engine bay looks clean.
Yeah. So another fun fact: this supercharger is a very popular. Like you take this from a Jaguar off and you put it onto an E39 or an E34 or 540, and you can supercharge. It's like a direct bolt-on.
That's
basically
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. I know like in this era, Land Rover was owned by BMW. I don't know if Jaguar was also like had some sort of ties to it. I don't know if this engine is this. It's technically I don't know what this engine is actually, but I don't think it's a BMW. I don't think it's like an M60 or anything like that. Comment down below if you know what it is. But yeah, people swap these all the time. Like there's so many people in the Bay Area that have like Jaguar supercharged.
I don't think, because I know nothing about Jaguar. I don't think I would have ever predicted that, knowing nothing about this car or anything else about Jaguar.
Yeah, so this was like a hot car back in the day.
I mean, when I was a kid, I grew up in a pretty affluent town, and you'd see people driving these all the time.
Yeah. So for $5,000, under 100,000 miles, you're getting a lot of car for this. But like obviously it's British and shit just is probably broken on this car.
It's British is all you need to say.
I'm actually curious if the car that I wrote is up right now. I want to see what the difference is, because the car, I kind of felt like it was like, yeah, it didn't sell. That makes sense. Jaguar, it's a good question. I mean, like you know what they were doing? They were surviving on. First off, before I talk about Jaguar, one of the reasons why this car didn't sell is because these photos are bad. And if it was a good photographer that did this, I think this would probably get like $2,000 or $3,000 more, and it would have meant reserve because it was close.
Also, I honestly probably should be a no reserve car. Even with that low mileage, it would do a lot better at no reserve.
I think so. So I think Jaguar has been riding on their masculine, like British, like cigar history for so long. Ali took a picture of a Jaguar E-Type on a TV show the other day and sent it to me. He's like, "This is a cool car," and I'm like, "It's an E-Type. This is back when Jaguar like meant like
cool and
like we are like beefy
hunting lodge type,
like plaid, and like we're gonna go start a fire." Yeah, it's like, I'm going to go start a fire and I'm going to smoke a cigar and I'm going to not care about the environment, that kind of thing. And like they were riding off that coattails and it was working, and you can kind of feel it in the XJL still. Like if you like sit in an XJL with the wood and the leather, you feel like, okay, this is like luxurious, and like it's luxurious to a point where like I don't care about the people around me still, but it's starting to fade away with the F-Pace. That's basically it's just an Alpha, whatever the Alpha thing is, or the Maserati. All those cars, all these CUVs have diluted brands so much and have destroyed the luxury nature of them so much.
I mean, I'd argue
there's no point to have them anymore.
I'd argue if you live in San Francisco, the only thing you associate with Jaguar are the Waymo, the stupid autonomous cars, because they all use that F-Pace. And that's the only thing, that's the only Jaguars you see that are modern cars. You see the vintage ones, but you only see the Waymos.
Yeah.
Which is too bad.
I think there's a market for these cars. It might not be happening yet, but like pre 2016 Jaguar, I think for a lot of those cars are going to go up in value, because that was like from the time when like Jaguar meant like power and like just like leather and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, $5,000 is just, once again, going back to the car, this is a lot of car for the money.
Do you ever think younger enthusiasts who are just kind of getting their own money to spend, do you ever think they'd go for this styling? Because I think it's a hard sell to like a Gen Z enthusiast.
Yeah.
Even though it's in that price range.
Yeah, I think unless your father's going to be like me or your mother's like me, and like just like, oh my god, I remember back in the day when these cars were like super fast. Some of it was like one of the fastest four-door cars in the world in 2004 or 1998, and like so cool. Like these, you don't understand. Like it doesn't look like anything. It's like, but like in today's modern equivalent, where like people would just want like, I don't know, like they think of Jaguar as like the Waymo car, like you said, or like I just detailed an F-Pace, I don't know, the blue one that's like the SVR or whatever those are, and that's cool, but like it's just still not, it doesn't feel like a luxurious boat, you know. I think these will fade into nothing, and then like in 100 years, when there's like 3 of them left or like 20 of them left, they're gonna be like, wow, back in 1998, this was competing with as like the best sedan of all time,
and
kind of
wish
thing,
we
you know?
cherished this more when we had
just
it.
like the 500e, or like even like, I don't know, there's other sedans too, like 500e, E39 M5. I mean, those are all like the legendary cars and stuff, but like there are other ones, and this is one of them. You know, E55 same way. People just kind of abuse them and don't care. One of these days, when they're gone completely, we're gonna be like, man, that car was cool. And this is one of those cars. This one isn't like the right one to buy. I think it's probably has some issues, but like you can find them they're in great shape. You don't need one with low miles. You really don't.
Honestly, I'd be less scared to have one that has like 60K or 70K or something.
Yeah, because I'd imagine one with 30,000 miles is like kind of ready to pop.
Yeah.
And like, you know, but to each their own. It's a cool car. But yeah, so the next car we can go really quick through it. I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it was hilarious. So this is a 1971 MG Midget. There's 2 photos. The first one is a video of a guy without a shirt starting it and moving it.
Excellent.
And then the second video is the same guy without a shirt again with his son driving it. I'm like, it is. And so this is what I'm realizing. So the people who can't afford a Jaguar are just old white guys without shirts. And so what they do is they buy midgets.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And just drive them around like they're driving Jaguars. But I could tell you, this guy's never wearing a shirt ever, no matter what. He's always never wearing a shirt.
Especially because it's the middle of winter. So if he's not wearing a shirt now, he's never wearing a shirt.
I just thought that was so funny. I'm like, this is hilarious that the only 2 pictures that this guy posted about this car, it's just guy has no shirt.
I love to, like, I feel like if you're selling a car, showing your teenage, presumably son driving it is not the greatest sales proposition, because who knows what that clutch looks like.
Yeah. I could imagine just car's been on fire like 3 or 4 different times.
Sure.
Guys without a shirt, there's beer in the background. He's trying to like fix the carburetor.
It's probably been upside down several times.
Like, you know, it's just, I don't know. We didn't want to talk about it, but like, I guess it was more of a funny thing than anything.
It's awesome.
So the next find is a kid car. I just thought it was funny because they're labeling a 1981 Ferrari 599 GTO. So this is the cheapest 599 you can get, but it's still $65,000. Yes, this is a good price.
This is a good price. I like this.
This is the ketchup and mustard edition, I think. Ketchup and mustard edition. Yeah. I guess we haven't talked about one in a while.
Does the description even mention it's a kit car? I don't think it does.
No, it just says it's a 1981 Ferrari 308 GTSI. So people, I don't know what this guy is thinking. Bridget.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a ton of shit in the car too, which is always a good sign.
Fire extinguisher, a wheel lock.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what this is, like a key lock or something. Maybe it's a key lock. I don't know. This guy really cares about this car. But you know, yeah. I mean, maybe it's not a kid car. I don't know. Well, someone can find out. Maybe it's something we don't know. 35 miles.
Is it a German sticker on the Italian car?
It's the 24 Hours Le Mans. It was a Le Mans racer and yeah. So this car went to Le Mans, and that was it. That's why. Yeah, the last V8 from Enzo himself. Yeah, but I don't know. Whatever.
I feel like maybe better uses of 65K.
Yeah. So this car, I'm still kind of debating if it's real or not, because this picture that you're seeing right here is a 500e. This is not a 400e. It's just straight up not. This is not the car that was sold. because this is like Canepa. Like this car is a photo from Canepa. So if you go through the pictures, like it makes me wonder, like if this is like, what this condition really is. Because if you look at the photo, the first photo has the right wheels for 500D, the fender flares. You go to the next photo, chrome wheels, and not nearly as good of photos. So it's a cool car, and $5,000 is cheap for
Yeah.
a 400D. I mean, like these are probably worth like 12 or 15 grand, especially in this color. The spruce green is a lovely color. Yeah, my dad sent this in the Discord, and everyone was like, "We need to figure out a way to get this thing and figure out like what to do with it."
I sent it to my friend as well, and we were both immediately like, "This has got to be the greatest deal, or it's the fishiest thing imaginable."
Yeah. So basically, for those who don't know, a 400D is basically, it's like it has a V8 and it doesn't have the Porsche tuned suspension, but for like a 124 person, if you're driving both of these cars back to back, a 500D and a 400D, I've never driven a 400D, but what I've heard is the 400D is like 75% of the way to a 500D, and you're paying $8,000 instead of like 50. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things that like it's very similar to like the E30 M3 and the 325 IS, where like the E30 M3 is the M car with the hot 4-cylinder, but the 325 gets you pretty much all the way there without the pay stub. Yeah, which is one of those cars. I mean, like I found one I put on Discord today of a ZHG for $12,000, and I was like, actually, I should go buy this car, like because the ZHP is better than the M3 in my opinion in every way except for straight line acceleration. And this car is not like that. Like the 500 is still better in every way than this car except for price. But it's close enough in driving experience that like you're really not losing that much. You're missing the fender flares and stuff, but like I don't know.
For a difference of 45K,
Yeah,
it's like how much do you really love the fender
and
flares?
these are rare too. I mean, like they're hard to find.
I mean,
400s are hard to find.
You see only one every few months pops up.
Yeah. And I'd express. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really. I want to. I'm at a point with the 124 that I kind of want to just experience every single version of it because I love them so much. So I will own a 400D at some point, but I kind of want to buy my dad's 300D first.
Because I've driven a 300D and I was just so impressed by it.
Yeah,
in
they're
every
impressive
way.
cars.
And it wasn't even a nice one. It was like a pretty beat up one.
And even the 300D, most of those have the single cam engines, which are like gutless. And like that compared to a 320 is like a night and day difference. And this is even more of a night and day difference. This probably feels like you're some modern car driving.
Oh yeah.
It probably has like 260 horsepower or something.
More than my GTI.
Whereas like the 500D has 320. So it's noticeable, but it's not. I mean, unless you're like driving them in anger, which like even a 500D you're not doing with, like, I mean, unless you're like crazy. This is a buy. Like a 400D is like the bargain of 124s,
especially for 5K. I mean, that's a no-brainer if this was real.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing that this photo is not. The first photo isn't a 500D or isn't a 400D, so that's what kind of threw me off, and I was like not interested in even looking at it. But all these are accurate. Just there's not very many photos. That's the issue here. So there's that, and then the last one was just a casual cars and bids find. 1999 Fiat Multipla. This car was owned by like one of them, I think, one of the cars and bids guys.
So we're doing a video series that's like a Top Gear World Tour type themed sort of video series, and we call him Crazy Nick. This was Nick's of the three cars in the series.
Yeah. So these are crazy. I know this is like a design study, right? On like space saving and stuff. So I get it. Whoa, look at this. 3 seats in the front too.
Yeah, it rules. It's the ultimate Costco mobile.
Yeah.
I'm sure Italians would be offended that I said that, but
yeah. $8,500 seems like a lot of money for this, but I guess
7 days left.
Because it's been like, because it's been like a YouTube like series car, I get why there's some value there, but that's I don't know. I don't see the point of owning this. I would drive it though.
Nick, Doug, and Filippo say in the video that part of the reason why this might be desirable to some people is they're really hard to find in good condition. I think it took Nick like 6 months to find this one because people just drove the snot out of them and they did not take care of them because they were family cars, utility vans. So I think there's very few left that are in this nice shape.
And the more I look at it, the more it's just weird.
You can't look at it for too long.
Yeah, you really can't, because you start wondering, like, is that the front? Are these the headlights? Or is that the head? I don't. It's like weird. You start like seeing 3 different cars in this, and it's just like, I don't know. I would drive it. I would never bid on this car, but I would definitely, if someone buys it in the Bay Area, I will drive it. I will definitely drive it. But yeah, those are the marketplace finds. So once again, link down in the description below if you'd like to add to those. The Patreon link is also down there. Support us if you'd like. It's a lot of fun. This year specifically, we're going to be doing a lot more events for everybody. So we'd love to have you guys. And without further ado, we'll go straight into the main topic, which is secret sports cars. So this topic was stemmed off of a group chat, our group chat, where I was talking about, I don't know, something. I think I was talking about like slept-on sports cars. Elodie had mentioned the Toyota Matrix XRS, which, if you don't know, is just like a Toyota hatchback, but with the engine used in the Lotus Elise. And then I'm like, oh, that's actually super underrated. I know the car. No one else in the whole group chat knew what it was. So why don't we just go through some of them? Elodie, do you know anything about the Matrix that we haven't talked about already?
I had a teammate in college who drove one, and hers wasn't the XRS, but she had the manual and everything, and she was not a car person. I remember her being really frustrated that she had to drive stick every day, and I was just sitting there jealous because at the time I drove a Chevy Cruze, so the Toyota Matrix was looking really good to me. And I was just like so impressed by that car. Everything about it has the touch of Toyota quality, and just nobody remembers it. I feel, and the Pontiac Vibe, I think, was the same platform, and I just feel like it is the most forgotten great Toyota to exist.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see XRSs often, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You do see the Matrix all over the place, which makes sense. But yeah, the XRS is something that's very intriguing, if you know what it is. I've detailed a few of them now, and every time I've finished the car, I'm like, wow, this was like kind of a pleasant thing to experience. So yeah, there's that. I mean, there's not much more about it. It's a Toyota hatchback with the Lotus Elise Toyota engine. So, of course, we can't talk about this without talking about the Honda Fit Sport. So
Iconic.
We've all seen it. We don't have to post a picture of it. It's a Honda Fit Sport.
She's everything. She's the moment.
Have you seen that video ranking the world's greatest top 8 supercars?
Yeah.
The Honda Fit's every single one of them, right?
Honda Fit
Yeah.
right up.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah. So speaking of platform sharing, similar to the XRS, the reason why I put the Chrysler Crossfire in there, the SRT6 variant specifically, in there, because the SLK is a totally capable platform, feels stiff, is nice to drive, and that engine is like solid with 349 horsepower or something like that. Supercharged V6 from Mercedes. These engines are bulletproof, even though the rest of the car isn't. Frank had one, I detailed it. Everything around it was decomposing except the engine. The engine was solid. Everything else was starting to fail.
Lotus, right? The engine is doing everything else.
Literally, yeah. So that's literally this car. If you've ever driven one, you get it. You'd be like, wow, I wish I was in a better car, but this engine rocks. So it's one of those things. If you look at it closely, this engine is like literally a Mercedes engine with just a Chrysler badge on it.
My uncle almost bought one of these when they were new, and he told me like 10 years later that he regretted it because he wanted to experience it just briefly. He has not bought a car since then because he just drives he's got 2 911s. He doesn't drive anything else. But he kind of, this was the one that got away for him, which I think is really funny for a like BMW Porsche guy to say that about a Chrysler Crossfire.
Yeah, and it's like that for all these cars. Like there's like really compelling counter arguments to every single one of these, and that's why they're like secretive.
Yeah,
but they're all capable.
And I think I love the look of them. They look so 2000s in a really charming way.
Yeah, the Crossfires look fine. I think that they look cool. I drove Frank's a little bit. It felt, it wasn't exotic, but like it felt like I was like in a faux exotic car. Like the way the car felt, the shape, the long hood in front of me, like it felt special, which was cool. It's not special, but like it felt like it was special.
And you know what? You still see a lot of them around, actually.
Yeah,
Like they've all
because
kind
look
of
at
made
Mercedes V6s. I mean, the
Yeah.
engine that's in my wagon out there right now, the 211, the base Crossfire, that's the same engine. They just go forever. It's the same car. Like literally, it's just a Mercedes underneath. This one might be a hot take, so comment down below if you don't disagree. But not necessarily a secret sport car, but the Insight with a manual is definitely one of those things that like has that like iconic Honda shifter, and probably could take a back road in an interesting way. Yeah, and you also get like 70 miles per gallon while doing it.
And the styling is just so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote a listing.
Apparently the Insight in the real world had better MPG than the Volkswagen XL1, which Ferdinand PX spent like $1 billion to develop. But if you consider the battery pack in that diesel generator car, if you reduce the free energy from the battery pack, the Honda Prelude was more efficient, which was just like a regular car you could just buy.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you look at the interior, which I'm showing on the screen, it's so simple. It almost almost like wants to be a sports car. Like you just look at this interior and you're like, I can get in this car and it's like purpose built to just get me to somewhere
Like
in
a
a fun
raw,
way.
functional.
Raw.
Yeah.
You get a emergency brake. You get 2 seats, a great steering wheel with no buttons, and a manual transmission, and you're just going. Even though there's 1 liter of engine in front of you, like still, it's a compelling car. I wrote a listing for one like a week ago, and it was definitely one of those things like, oh, I could actually see myself owning one of these just to commuting.
Yeah. And you know what? They get looks now because.
Oh, for sure. With the hideaway rear taillights.
It's very like Citroen.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. These are collector cars. I mean,
for sure.
when they're in good shape.
Yeah.
These are definitely like a car if like, it's a good addition to any collection.
Yeah.
It's a great car. Yeah, and then the Mazda Speed 3 or 6, I think, are both slept on cars. Once again, because there are things like the ZHP E46 or like, a Golf GTI that just kind of like make these cars like a second or third choice. I'm not even going to show this. There's no pictures, but people know they are. They're cool cars. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. I think the Mazda has like 220 horsepower out of a 4-cylinder. I think the Mazda Speed 6 might be a 6-cylinder and has like 280 horsepower. So it's like a pack punch, like a 335i. And they're overlooked because 335i's exist with N54s, and you can tune them to 1 million horsepower.
And I think the exterior styling didn't age great on these, so a lot of people overlook them because they look like aged cars.
Yeah, they look old.
Yeah, unlike like the Civic SIs of every generation, they aged really well, and so did the GTI and everything. So I think people have overlooked these because they look old.
Yeah, that's definitely the truth. Yeah, because even the interiors on these cars don't look great, especially with compared to new Mazdas. Like what
which are
DJ
so
was saying, and
beautiful.
like you experienced with the Miata, they're so nice. Why would you buy a used one at this point? Like they're just so much better now. Yeah, and the last thing for secret sports cars, comment down below if you have any more that we haven't talked about. But the Volvo C30 with the Polestar, I think probably like a tune, like an optimization tune, and some suspension. I'm pretty sure these are just Focus RSs underneath.
Yeah, they were built on the same that era of Volvo kind of had that platform. My friend has a C30, not a Polestar, but that's such a good car.
Yeah.
They're great cars. The styling is so unique. It's aged super well. And they're just dirt cheap. Obviously not the T5 and the Polestar ones are more expensive, but I mean, even the Polestar ones are not that expensive. And they feel like modern cars.
Yeah. And this era of Volvo still has a really high quality interior feel. You think they had, this was just before they went through their whole like design reimagination. But these cars, like their carpets are thick pile, their leather is supple. Everything about the cars are nice. They feel like luxury cars. And once again, it makes me wonder if like secret sports cars are just like platform shares that just were forgotten because like the main car that was there
Was the
just
remembered.
yes, like
Yeah.
the Ford Focus RS for the C30. The Mazda Speeds I guess aren't, but like the Chrysler Crossfire with the SLK, the Matrix is basically just, you know, Toyota. But
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's interesting to think about. Comment down below what you guys think. But that brings us into today's main scenario. You know how like there's like a meme around where like whenever like GM unveils like a new Hummer, like we're like a couple years away from like a global financial crisis. And that's like kind of true right now still.
Oh God, with the EV.
Like fun fact, if you're listening to this and it's 53 minutes in or something, as of right now, it's funny because we talked about silver last week for like 30 seconds and how it was like up so much. It's down since then, is down like 50%.
I almost texted you when I saw that.
That was like hilarious because I edited, like I was saying in the beginning, I edited the video yesterday and they're like, wow, silver is up. Today it's down like 60%. So the world, yeah, the economy is like really confused right now and doesn't know what it wants to do. But I kind of feel like we're getting like primed for something big in a negative direction. So
So buy your dream car now.
buy the dream car or sell it
Or
at
sell
Cars and
it.
Bids, right?
Yeah.
It's a good plug. I'm gonna
true.
have to text Current about that. But
Ferrari Enzo and F50 and everything.
yeah, get a Ferrari Enzo while you can. So it's for today's scenario, very broad. So do how you will, but make your own Top Gear special. So if you could wave a magic wand and you had an unlimited budget, where would your Top Gear special be? What would your trio of cars be, and what kinds of challenges would you face? So if you don't know about Top Gear specials, just stop watching and watch the Top Gear special, because it's basically like Travel Channel meets Cars, right? It's like a very enticing, great like exploration through a country in cars that really shouldn't be traveling in them.
The best thing about them is they usually buy cars that are worth nothing and then they make a huge adventure with them. So that's the best part about it. It's like those are cars you'd never expect to get for that kind of money. So they buy almost like the worst car for the job and then it still manages to do it.
So Vijay, how would your ideal Top Gear special be?
Oh, well, I didn't even think about it yet.
Well, yeah.
They've gone to every continent almost. And then that.
I don't know if I haven't seen all of the Top Gear specials, but have they been to Alaska? Have they done an Alaska one?
It's a good question. They've been to like snowy areas, but I'm not sure if they've been to Alaska.
Because I think Alaska with like Japanese or European sports cars would be kind of funny. And Alaska, I was reading an article, I think in the Valt magazine, about like an Alaska road rally. Yeah. Yeah. And I thought that sounded like so much fun. So I think like an Alaska, but it's sports cars, not off-roaders.
Yeah. Have you guys read about the Overcrest rally that they take through all sorts of
That's very cool. Yeah, I love the Overcrest rally. It's a good idea.
roads, but a lot of it is like almost bad roads or off-road. So you just drive whatever car you have, even if it's a 911 or Stratos or old Mercedes diesel. It just goes through every kind of terrain pretty much. And the cars brake, like every single car brakes. And your rally friends, like who was driving other cars, they stop by, help you fix the car, help you get to the next stop. And it's like several days of this whole process. It's like a huge bonding experience.
Yeah, I'm actually I have a bone to pick with them because when I had the 300 SD, I applied and I was like, I'm gonna take the 300 SD, and they emailed me saying that the car wasn't in a good fit. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not a good
What
fit?
do you mean?
One of your founders drives a 123.
Yeah, come on, man.
Upset by that, like it's like almost like dictatorship. The guy who runs it, if he likes the car, he just selects it. So
Yeah, so I mean, I wasn't that butthurt by it. I didn't really care that much, but I definitely am not applying for those rallies anymore. But like, I was like, I'd love to like add this rally to like the story of this 300 SD because it's been through so much at this point. But yeah, that's my Top Gear special though. Is I essentially wanted to drive the entire west coast of the world. So like, what I imagine the entire west coast of the world to be is like the southernmost part of like South America, and then drive all the way up the coast. And I think you can also, if you, I think it's possible to like go through.
You can't cross Panama.
You can't cross Panama because there's like 100-mile stretch of impenetrable rainforest, which is closer to the Central America section.
So what we'll do is that's the Top Gear special. We're gonna figure out a way to do that with an unlimited budget. Yeah. So we're gonna start there. We're gonna go through the Panama rainforest. We're gonna go all the way through the South American West Coast, all the way through the American West Coast, all the way through the Canadian West Coast, and we're gonna get to Alaska, because I think you can get to Alaska by going up all the way to the West Coast and then driving. Yeah. So that's what I want to do. That would be an epic journey. I mean, obviously it sounds unrealistic a little bit, but I mean, like, a lot of these drives are kind of unrealistic. I mean, like, they went to Burma on like roads that like don't even exist, where like people die every day, and they still managed to do it. And I would do it in like 70s and 80s, like, you know, like
Autobahn?
Yeah, like Autobahn cruising cars, like
That's-
the 300 SD, like, but
yeah.
they have to be like the poverty specs of the cars,
Yeah.
like diesel cars or like 6-cylinder cars, like no V8s, no V12s.
I was gonna say like a battle of the wagons where you have like a Volvo 740,
That'd be a great one. Yeah,
a Mercedes 300 TD, and then like a BMW, like a 3 Series
Yeah.
wagon or something, like a Euro
Yeah.
wagon battle.
that'd be great. And then you could also like sleep in them, and like,
Yeah.
like fantastic.
It would add
special.
like a camping
Be a
portion to
fantastic
it.
special.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do, and I hope one of these like new, like, if the new Grand Tour people, or if like Top Gear comes up with some other thing, if they that would be a great one to do.
I would do a French cross challenge.
French car
Yes.
challenge, yeah.
Oh my god.
You drive through a forest with some eggs.
Be to cross the Sahara or something like that.
Yeah, you have to have a basket of eggs in your car at all times.
That actually reminds me, nobody's watching it. I feel like they have like 100 followers, and I don't know how, because it's really good. There's these two guys who are taking a Reliant Robin all the way down through. Yeah, it's so good. It's like, and they're like YouTube shorts only, which I think is part of the reason why maybe it's not getting that much traction. But it's got that same feeling of this is impossible, but they're making it work.
Like almost suicidal, or like it's like the complete use of free will.
It's like,
Where are they going in the Reliant Robin?
It's like
are they in
from-
America, or are they somewhere
they
else?
started in London and they're going to Cape Town, South Africa. It's like an insane.
I would love to do something like that.
Oh yeah, but the Reliant Robin is crazy.
Yeah, that's
They-
a hard.
They go through a lot of like very, war-torn areas with like super life-threatening situations, and they have to be escorted by the military to survive and all that stuff.
That's like
Yeah.
that's a little too much for me.
Yeah, I mean, one of my dreams in college was to do the drive I talked about, but like start in here, like from the Bay Area, drive up all the way into Canada, and then drive through Canada and get to Alaska and
Yeah.
then go back. And I did, and when I first got the GTI, the first thing I got the GTI in March of that year, and then in April there was a tulip festival in the Skagit Valley in Washington, where Allie and I took the car with like 100 miles on it, drove all the way up to Seattle, stayed there, did the tulip festival, which was amazing, especially with that cornflower blue. It was
I'm
like
sure.
amazing for photos. And then we drove all the way into Canada, stopped in Vancouver, so like that's like kind of like right there, but like went to Canada, got all the way through Canada, drove all around there, got the car onto a ferry, went to Victoria, did all this stuff, and then we drove back.
That's awesome.
And that was like probably my favorite road trip I've ever done.
That's like the road trip I've always wanted
It was
to
like
do.
24 hours of driving back and forth. We obviously stopped, but like I want to do the whole thing. Like I want to like start here and go to Alaska and back.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I want to also do like with my own car. I want to do every single national park in the whole continent. So that's one thing I want to do.
Yeah, that's a similar situation. Yeah, I mean,
It'd be great to do that in a car that is, like your Cayman, like something that's unexpected.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, the road trip. That's a good hot take. Road trips are super slept on, and in
Yes.
hindsight, it might be kind of annoying when they're happening, but in hindsight,
They are like so prolific. They've literally done everything you can think of under the sun. It's so much like it's 23 seasons of Top Gear and then another 5 years of Grand Tour. And they do like several challenges every season. So it's like every single thing you can think of, they've done it.
Yeah, I mean, like they've pushed a car off a building and then they started it and they put it in the ocean and then they restarted it and it worked. I mean, they've done everything. So
Got sued every month on Top Gear.
you know, with unlimited budgets, you could do that. So.
Back from countries.
So I hope the new Grand Tour, the Florida House people, and the guy who likes trains, I forgot his name, but I hope those guys try to find a way to get through the Panama rainforest, because that idea is a watchable idea.
Hey,
Even though it might be impossible, it's watchable.
Speaking,
Deadliest rainforest with insanely poisonous snakes
Oh.
and
Make it
spiders.
happen.
you
and
could not
weird
get me
things.
in there.
Make it happen.
Speaking of Honda Fits, the guy who likes trains, he has a pink Honda Jazz that's been
Perfect.
spiced up. So
So he's after Sean's heart. that's for sure.
exactly.
Jazz is fit, right?
Yeah, it's the. I think we're the only country that calls it fit. The fit.
Yeah, in
I wonder
India,
why. I
in
wonder
India
if-
it's also
wonder-
called jazz.
Yeah.
I wonder what office like said that. Like they'll call it the Jazz.
Yeah.
Bad idea in America. I don't know. Fit, I mean, I like the name Fit.
Yeah,
Fit's
me
a good
too.
idea. But yeah. So comment down below what your Top Gear special is. One of these days we're gonna have to do some sort of epic vault rally where we
Oh,
go like
100%.
through states or something. Because I've been wanting to do. I mean, Enzo needs to be old enough to like be alive without like me being there. So like maybe a couple years from now. But eventually I want to do some sort of epic fun road trip like that. Maybe not through a rainforest, but like, you know, cool enough to be like, wow, we did that, you know, kind of
Like
thing. You
Death
look back and
Valley,
you're like, I
you
can't
know?
believe we did this kind of thing with the good photos to show. And the car is all dirty and messed up from it. But yeah, so that'll close it out unless we have anything else we want to talk about before we end the podcast. All right. Well, for those wondering, Sean is going to be back at some point. He's in the DR right now. I don't know. He's like in the DR for the whole month. So my dad is going to be here next week. He's going to talk about some of the projects he's been working on. And then we're going to be getting some more guests in here for the next couple of weeks until Sean gets back.
Oh yeah, we need your dad on to get the updates of the engine swap.
Oh my God. Yeah. You know, like I haven't driven it yet because he's like, I'm not going to talk about it until he's here because I'm sure he wants to talk about it. But the car feels like it should be like this. So it's really cool. It's cool that it's done. It's
The engine from the E55 that you gave me for a month.
Yes.
that car with 400,000 miles on it.
Yeah, that engine was like felt so fresh. Like it could,
It's amazing because that engine hasn't been opened ever.
it's so it's so under tuned. Like it could take so much more.
It is. It really is. I mean, like if you think about it, like the 210, just a sidebar, the 210 E55 has the M113 engine in it with 350 horsepower. And the next generation, the 211, has an M113K, which is the same engine with a supercharger, and that has like 500 horsepower. So like it adds like 150 horsepower, you know, and even that car feels like there's more to be. I mean, that engine is used in like what that M113 was used in like every V8 platform situation for Mercedes for like 30 years. And like I mean, there are ML55s with like 800,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
I mean, like Morris Motors, Sutton has an ML55 with like 650,000 miles on it with like no body panels left. Like the bumpers are gone, the doors are like destroyed, but like the engine
The
still
engine's
goes.
good.
And my dad's that A55, that M113 never was opened. All he did for that swap was he I think he cleaned the injectors and replaced the valve cover gaskets.
That's crazy.
That's all I did.
That's
And
insane.
the car will go for another 200,000 miles probably. But I'll let him talk about that. Be sure to stay tuned for that episode next week. Without further ado, we'll see you later on another episode. And we'll be live when Sean comes back because we're making a whole new set for the live set. So we'll see you then.